All right, here we are with another session with Mr. Bryan's band. Welcome, I'm Mr. Bryan. And today we're going to be talking about the saxophone. So let's start off with the reed. Great place to start, right? Did you hear my dog in the back? Yeah, Charlie just came back inside. Okay, so this is an older reed. And of course you always want to try and have several reeds that you're working on. So this one is old and kind of playable. I say that because you see it's got a definite large chip on it. So you might be at the point you're at your last reed, so you got to stretch it out. You ordered online, the box is coming, it's holiday time, and you just got to wait, but you got to do your gig. So we're going to go ahead and put it in our water container. You may have seen me use this before. Of course, you can purchase all kinds of different containers online for woodwind instruments and their reeds. It's just an old medicine bottle, cleaned out nicely. So we'll put that in there. And older reeds, let them sit in there for about a minute. Both sides, tip down, reverse, drop it in. Newer reeds are going to take several minutes in there. It's a brand new reed. You want to get that newness kind of wearing off to get it into playable condition. So while we're talking about that, we've got the saxophone here, and of course we've got the two main parts right here in front of me. We've got the instrument and the neck. I'm going to put the instrument down. Let's talk about the neck for a minute. So we have the cork, of course, where the mouthpiece goes. And I don't know if you can see that pen mark, that black pen mark. That's my tuning spot, so I know where to go. Of course, I worked with a tuner to figure out where the best spot to place the mouthpiece is. So, of course, there's all kinds of tuners available online. I guess you can get one on your phone, right? I don't have one on my phone yet. This bottom part is the tenon, and this is metal. It's also got some brass in it. Brass is kind of a soft metal. Accidentally, the other day, I dropped the neck and it fell on the tenon, and now there's a little spot on it that's been flattened. It's kind of probably hard for me to show you. It's so minute, but I can tell when I'm placing it onto the receiver of the instrument that it's a little tight there. So, what are we going to do about that? Good question. I'm going to have to take it to the repairman. Right. So here in South Florida, we've of course got several repairmen around, got their phone number, and we'll get over there this coming week to get this taken care of, because I don't want to just be fighting that all the time. And who knows, maybe creating a little damage in the receiver. So it's an easy repair for him to do, and I could let you know how much it costs next time we get on and do a video. So for right now, I put a little oil on there just to make sure that the lubrication is going to help to get it into the instrument, and I know that I need to get that taken care of. So we're going to go ahead and look back at the reed now, at this old reed, old chipped reed. Probably wondering, is he really going to play that thing? I hadn't planned on it. So we're going to do that drying off process we've shown before. One pass here on the outside of the thumb. Second pass, you turn it over. Third pass goes on the inside of the thumb, and we dry it off. And then, of course, we've got a wet hand. You dry that off easily. And I've got a moistened reed, but guess what? Because it's older and chipped, it's a little wavy at the tip. You know, that tip's very thin. So, how do we take care of that? This is a restaurant, rewards card. Put it into a holder, basically like a credit card, and we can put that on here and smooth out the tip. Now the reed's been dried, so I do need a little extra water on the thumb. Come back over here, just barely dip the thumb in there, and now we're going to smooth out the tip of the reed. You can go all the way from the back, go down, and work on that until all that water's gone, and it should be ready at that time. Let's see. You may not be able to see, I know. It's very small amount. So there's a tiny bit of wave in there, but I think I could play it. Probably wondering, is he really gonna play that? I hadn't planned on it. So now we've got the choice when you're putting up the instrument. Are you gonna leave the reed on the mouthpiece, or are you gonna put it back in some type of case? Of course, when you purchase your reeds, they come in different types of cases. This is a Rico type reed, Rico case. It's a nice little holding case for a single reed. Of course, you can get fancy, get the big boxes that hold 4, 6, 8 reeds at one time. As we said, you're working on different reeds. Of course, that's when you get to a certain point in your playing. So usually I clean my mouthpiece off very well. You know, I've got the water here, I've got the towels, and I just put the reed back on the mouthpiece. So it's worked for me. And you're probably wondering, does Mr. Bryan have another reed? Yes. I just showed it to you in the case. So let's work on that one. It's brand new. I do have some playing to do coming up. In fact, tomorrow. So it'd be nice to have that brand new reed at least soaked and gone over a couple times, couple passes with the thumb, and then see which one's going to sound better tomorrow. All right, here's the brand new reed. So we're going to take that out, get that over into the water. And we're going to talk about cleaning this instrument, the saxophone. So let's get it back here and get the neck off once again. And look at one of the ways you can clean it. Of course, we have what we call swabs to clean out our woodwind instruments, and this is a clarinet swab. I happen to use an old clarinet swab to clean this out, but it's not quite this big. It's much smaller, so I know it's not going to get stuck. That's the thing with swabs. Don't want to get them stuck. So, paper towels work great. Standard paper towel from the kitchen. You see how we've got it twirled and ready to go. Now, of course, after you've played and it's very moist inside the neck, once you put this in, it might get a little moistened and a little hard to push through. So, got to make sure it's nice and tight when you start. And of course, this one is dry, but you'll just get enough, probably can't even see it, enough at the tip there, yeah, I can see it, yeah, to bring it through. There it is, okay? When it's moist, you've been playing, might not be able to get that much. You can work on it, get it through. This is perfect for drying it out, perfect. And usually by the time you get it through, the end is dry, and you can use it to dry some other areas on the instrument, like the receiver, right here, this portion, okay? Now, talking about where the moisture goes on the saxophone, you can get moisture all the way down into the bottom of the bell, of course. Depends how long you're playing, you know, hour, 2 hours, 3 hours, got a gig, 4 hours, so could collect right down here. So of course they do make swabs for the saxophone. One I have to clean this portion, dry it out, is rectangular in shape. So we said on the clarinet in another video, really it should be a square swab to go through the clarinet. So it just differs once again. You can buy those at your local music store. Certainly can get them online. All right. So let's get our reed out now. Actually, it's a new reed. Brand new, really is. I'm going to flip it over. And we'll get started back on that in a minute. Let's go ahead and get our mouthpiece onto the neck. And actually, I just put that old reed back on there. Need to take that thing off. Someone's saying, Mr. Bryan, just get rid of that reed. But you know, sometimes believe it or not, I can still get a pretty good sound out of it. Depending upon what kind of music I'm playing, that old reed will sometimes give you a little airy sound, which sometimes in some music might be beneficial. So here we go. Saxophone mouthpiece, I'm going to put that on. And you don't have to put the cork grease on every time, but you do need to monitor that. I'm stopped at the mark there. And let's go ahead and start working on that new reed. Yay, Mr. Bryan's got that new reed. Okay, so we're doing those passes on the thumb. Did you see that? Okay, third pass. Wet hand, dry it off. All right. We can go over it a little bit, and of course this one's not going to be wavy at the tip. No, not wavy at the tip at all. But we're trying to compact the fibers on the reed. This is a natural product, and for good vibration purposes, we would like the fibers to be compact. So, of course, you could spend a little more money per reed and purchase a synthetic reed, and everything's ready there. The synthetic fibers are compact and it's ready to go. But I like working, I've played some synthetic reeds, but I like working with the natural one. That cane. Okay, so went over that. And we're going to go ahead and get that on. We can talk a little bit about our embouchure, how we hold our lips and our mouth when we are placing the mouthpiece into our mouth. I don't have a special ligature here. It's just an old Selmer ligature I got from my repairman back a long time ago. He brought it down from New York when he came down here. So it's kind of special. All right, so much like the clarinet, the recorder, those type of woodwind instruments, that lip. And there's so many variations on how you could hold your mouth, okay? Depending upon the size of your lips and what feels comfortable. So, you can't do the double lip when you curl the top lip under your teeth like you did on the bottom. Okay? So, there's the possibilities. So I think we basically covered everything I wanted to do for today for the saxophone. This applies to soprano, alto, tenor, even that big bari. All right, so thank you for joining us today. We'll see you next time. Mr. Bryan saying, have a good day.